little something to start the VOD, but how's she going, my son? And welcome back to World of Warcraft Ascension server. After a mild heart attack caused by what I can only assume is a UI bug, where it appeared most of my characters were simply erased. Yeah, like I know these characters aren't going to be on this server forever because they do like the Path of Exile thing where they have like temporary seasons and all that. And they end up pushed to the permanent realms afterwards, and then if you want to play on the seasonal stuff, you got to start over again because they do new modifiers and stuff. But with the season not over, it looked like all my characters just evaporated. Thankfully, it seemed to only be in the UI. I still had characters there, I just had to go on the realm to see them. I wasn't getting the UI prompt of, you know, hey, you have this many characters on this realm. So that's good. So we've got an easy daily today about just mining, really. Getting copper ore. I'm probably just going to get enough for my main and this character in particular. Just because she's the one doing the legwork. Actually, if I'm looking for minerals, there is a mine in this zone. You don't go there for anything in particular. I mean, you can, but you don't need to. You know, back when they designed quests as more like world filler than anything else. Pardon me, don't know why. I'm right dry mouth lately. I might have to get up shortly and grab another water. But, yeah, we're just doing some casual mining for a little bit here. I'm going to probably go questing again. I actually started questing on this character because I got to, like, Booty Bay, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see what's going on here. And, you know, proceeded to do lots of pirate murder. I believe I'm on the quest line where you actively sink their ships or, like, attack their command base or something. I'm not quite sure. We'll see when we get there. And people never cease to amaze me. Picking on each other for the stupidest shit. Like, I'm honestly convinced at this point it's just part of the human condition, right? It's just part of the chemical nonsense that is our brain. Why, I couldn't tell you, but it's there. Probably why it seems so foreign to me, because I'm autistic and whatnot. My brain don't work right, according to them fancy medical doctor types. So, you know. What seems completely illogical to me probably makes perfect sense to the average person. But the inverse is also true. Oops. I forgot you can't jump in place on a mount. They do like the rear back whinny instead. So where is this node? Oh, is this the stupid one that's like in the tree? Yes, it is. God damn it. It's that one fucking mushroom in Zangamarsh all over again. For those of you wondering, it was that one there's one faction out there that's mushroom people. Because it's a very big mushroom forest swamp affair. And they're the natives, and you can get rep with them. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to farm their, like, most used produce, which is another type of very small mushroom. So naturally I did that quite a bit. That node has been glitched forever. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad to see I'm not the only one who runs into these, like, invisible or, like, in-the-terrain nodes that you just can't acquire. But yeah, the ones in Zangamarsh, too, that are, in the giant mushroom, and it's just in far enough that you can't, like, fudge it and right-click on it anyway and still pick it up. Because sometimes you get that. Like, sometimes you'll get a fudged up one that you can get, but you can't actually see. You kind of just have to feel it out with your cursor. Go away. You are not worth my time. spiders. Now, what other things did I get ability-wise? I'm trying to remember now. Oh yeah, I got freaking Conjure Water. On a character that's best described as a Fury Warrior, pretty much. Invisible node stuck on the wrong axis, always fun. Oh yeah. Great for someone who's kind of obsessive-compulsive about collecting things when seeing them. I mean, I've gotten better at it, but, you know. Boom, headshot. It doesn't exactly help. What else have I gotten? Oh yeah, I got a Rupture. That's actually kind of relevant. Not as necessary for day-to-day, but, oh yeah, I got this stupid thing. I don't even have 4 totems. And I also don't even have these spells, or spells in general. I mean, no, I don't even have a hard heal. Like, I don't even have a wind-up heal to make use of this. And what's worse is that's tying up a talent point. It's like, god damn it. So, like, apparently, you can get a talent point ability when you roll a random ability on this server, even if you don't have any in your pool. And it'll just take the one you should have got that level. And I'm like, well, shit. That's not what I wanted. I mean, if you gave me, like, Hemorrhage or something, yeah, I would have taken that even gladly. Probably even just replace... Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'd replace Sinister Strike with it, but I'd use it. You know, but... The, But, you know, the Elemental Mastery when I don't have Lightning Bolt or any of the other qualifying spells for it. It's just, like... Very, very useless. And unfortunately... Because I was trying to get Wind Fury weapon on this character, which I did, thankfully. I got really lucky. It was literally my last reroll I had earned up to that point. I have Wind Fury weapon, but now I have no rerolls. And I gotta either get more, or I'm stuck with whatever I get. Yeah, I'm still a couple away from earning one, which is annoying. Now, admittedly, since this character isn't fully leveled, she will get 2 more rerolls for free. Just by leveling. One at level 50, one at level 60. So that's good. But I'm probably going to need more than that. Should be another, yeah, there should be another node in here. Yeah, the one danger of having auto shot, if you hit a melee button and the game picks up... Oh, hello, you're the rare. Miner's Cape. Everything else is just greens. Still, though, not a bad little haul. Oh, rerolls? Oh, neither, actually. You can't buy them. Believe me, I'd be spending all of my main character's gold to try to fix his healer spec. If I could just spend gold on it, but what you earn is called Scrolls of Fortune is what you need to reroll on the random ability server. Because, you know, the whole point is you don't get to choose, but they give you some leniency by letting you reroll. Oh, one of those double nodes. But you also can earn fragments of Scrolls of Fortune. 10 of them make a scroll, and you get them as dailies. As well as some one-time quests that I always miss because I always out-level them before they're... I always end up out-leveling them before I can do them. But hopefully... Like, I would just like to get my talent point back for that one. I almost don't even care what that ability turns into. Even if it turns into something completely useless to me. Yeah, it is pretty fun. If you ever want to, like, a trip down memory lane, because this is, at the moment, Wrath of the Lich King... Whoops. Like, it's Wrath of the Lich King, like, class levels and skills and such, but it's locked to classic content at the moment. Like, we can't even go to Burning Crusade yet, for example. Although, apparently, Moneybag donators can play the alpha, so that's a thing. Okay, well, I got enough copper, so let's go back to town. But, yeah, they're only they're alpha testing Burning Crusade with this system now. I am curious as to how it'll work, because there's no extra classes added in Burning Crusade, because technically the only thing that was added class-wise was that Horde got Paladins, Alliance got Shaman, and with the new races they're attached to. But they, but you know, those were still races in the game, and all that happened was that those races got, or those classes got new abilities, and so did all the other ones. Really, game? Okay, that has to be a phasing issue, because, like... Alright, no. Nope, it's around the corner. Haha! It's an I'm blind issue. But then, they have talked about getting as far as Wrath of the Lich King. By the time they're done Wrath of the Lich King with this server, they say they would like to have designed their own and released their own game at that point. So they're probably not going to go any further than that. Which is fine, that's kind of all I'd want to play anyway. Cataclysm is when I quit regular WoW anyway, so... But, I wonder how they're going to manage to work the Death Knight into it. Because they had another 2 resources that you have to manage. So, on top of every character having a mana bar, an energy bar, and a rage bar, they'll also have 2 unholy runes, 2 frost runes, 2 blood runes, and a runic power bar. Like, I guess the easy solution would be you don't have one of those, you don't get those bars unless you invest in Death Knight abilities, which you wouldn't be able to do until, like, level 55, I guess, because that's when you start being able to be a Death Knight. Yes, very messy. I imagine the UI will be just an absolute clusterfuck up in the corner here. I mean, that being said, a lot of people use custom UIs anyway, so not really much of a problem. And I mean, like, if you don't have any Death Knight abilities, you can just ignore those parts of your UI. And if you are running a custom UI, you could just, like, shunt them off to a corner or something that you don't need. Like, if I'm running a character that's really magic heavy, this, just uses the mana bar, basically. This meter here that they give you on this server that houses your energy and rage bar, in addition to the little ones in the corner here, you can just pretend this doesn't exist, really, Like, I'm pretty sure you can even hide this. Width, height, texture. Okay, maybe you can't, or maybe I'm just not finding it, but I'm sure there's something you can do with it. And they actually made a, what the? Oh. Buddy miscalculated the fall from the Zeppelin, I think. Oh, well. Whoop, pardon me. Should not leave my phone right next to my microphone. That's just where it normally ends up on my desk. But, yeah, crap, what was I talking about? Whatever, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, I guess we've got a couple of people here who've not seen this character in action. Barring some spider bashing, which, I mean, that hardly even counts. They were just getting one shot by one regular auto attack. Being the less than level 10 enemies they are on my nearly level 50 character here. That is bugging out again and has the auto attack glitch for some reason. Hopefully this means the auto attack glitch isn't actually preventing her from attacking, because I don't know what it is, but there's just something on this server where a certain beginning to auto attack after a certain action causes just shenanigans and horseshit, which primarily results in your character just not auto attack swinging, which is, pretty detrimental for a melee character. Okay, what did I get? Hammer of the Vesper. Random gray crap. And random green crap. The hammer might sell. And there was also 2 gold in the chest. Can't complain there. You there, buy my crap. Hammer of the Vesper. Eh. At that auction price, I might as well just sell it. Save time. And auction house fees and stuff. You there.
And you
buy my crap. Let's see, don't need that, don't need that. Yeah, that won't sell. Let's just stamina. Twinking isn't that hard on this server. As much as you could. People just don't, so like... nah. Again, oh, no, that one's going to the main, so that'll stay in my inventory. Vendor. Sell all the useless shit.
Farewell.
But yeah, as you can see, my character still thinks she's in combat, so... she still gets the, like, idle combat stance. Even though we're very clearly in the Undercity and completely safe. Well, okay, maybe not completely safe. Need to go adult now, have a good day. Well, you too, Mia. Thanks for showing up as much as you did. Send that to the main. And then we will go... I'm still out in Booty Bay, so I guess I gotta go back to Orgrimmar. Weirdly enough, I have to go to Orgrimmar to either go to Ratchet... no. To either have to go to Ratchet... Getting lots of beeps. But, yeah, so I gotta get back to Booty Bay. Unfortunately, as Horde, I don't think, or at least I haven't found, enough flight paths to hook myself up from the northern part of Eastern Kingdoms to the southern part of Eastern Kingdoms, where Stranglethorn Vale is, and by extension, Booty Bay. Meaning, I gotta go all the way back to Orgrimmar to either get a Zeppelin to Stranglethorn Vale, and then in turn a flight path to, and then in turn a flight path to Booty Bay, or I have to go to Ratchet from Orgrimmar to get the boat to Booty Bay. Long and short of it, I gotta make a big U-turn here, and it's kind of obnoxious. Ah, no! You fool! Aspect of the cheater. Meow. No! Damn it. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, if we've got a little bit of time to wait, I'll log out, log back in to get rid of the auto attack bug at least. Since we have time to wait. And I guess while we're waiting, I can flip through the character build, show off what I've got so far. Ooh. Pardon me. Okay, so. Character advancement, and I have 3 talent points as well I need to spend. I'm not sure what on, though. Right, so I lucked out and rolled into Omen of Clarity, which is just good for, like, everybody. Because every time you do basically anything, sometimes even when you log in, this thing triggers. To give you an idea. Sometimes logging into the game triggers Omen of Clarity. But whenever Omen of Clarity is triggered, your next thing that costs mana, energy, rage, which is basically anything, costs nothing. Free stuff is cool. I don't have any talents in any of these. Protection. What do we have talents in here? Ah, yes, Reckoning. 15% chance when I take damage or avoid damage by, like, blocking or dodging or parrying or whatever. to make my next 4 attacks attack again. Now, this doesn't, like, attack in sequence, but, like, if I swing 4 times within 8 seconds, I'll have actually swung 8 times in those 8 seconds. So it's pretty cool. Doesn't go off all the time because the odds are low, but, I mean, I'm playing this character solo a lot, so she's getting hit a lot, so this is getting her free attacks. It's pretty good. A lot of the points are in Combat Rogue. Improved Sinister Strike, which is, well, hidden on my bars right now, but it's my main attack. Makes it cheaper, makes it do more damage. Precision, getting to the hit cap. Admittedly, the hit cap for dual wielding is a whopping 24. But you only need 8 to get your special attacks to always land. And, you know, just more helps. So having the 5 from here, and there's some in some other trees that give me points too. Hack and Slash, 6% chance to get an extra attack with a one-handed sword or one-handed axe. I specifically want swords, though, because there's another talent that does the same thing, except it only works on swords. But the two basically stack, so I want to have it like that. Okay, that's where something I put some points in. Improve my energy regeneration rate, which is just... Energy regeneration rate is just a constant improvement from 0 to 100. It never gets any better as you level, and it never gets any worse or anything like that. So, improving it is pretty substantial. You know, like that. I'm not sure about combat potency on this character. Biggest thing I'm wondering is that if this works, if the things that give me extra attacks with my offhand weapon, or do they always trigger on my main hand weapon? That's what I'm wondering. Because if they always trigger on my main hand weapon, this does nothing, other than when I actually offhand attack. If they do trigger off of main hand attack, or off of offhand, or if the extra attacks I get trigger on my offhand, then this thing could potentially generate 15 energy out of nowhere. Like, that's amazing. What am I getting from Elemental Shaman? All right, that's the thing I want to. That's the thing I want to re-roll and get my talent point back from. That does nothing for me, unfortunately. The game rolled that randomly for me. Yeah, Elemental Weapons. Increased damage by Wind Fury Weapon, which is the big reason I have no re-rolls right now, because I spent them all to get it. And I actually will spend the last point there. So Wind Fury Weapon's bonus damage on its swings is 20%. It's good times. And then we're down to Arms Warrior. Whoop. We're in a loading screen. Now we're in Arms Warrior. Deep Wounds. Whenever I critical hit, targets bleed, and it does stack. The other sword specialization, so I have a total of 16% chance. Although I don't know if that's how the game calculates it. The game might calculate it as a separate 6% chance, then a 10% chance. Either way, I have a little under 20% chance to trigger an extra swing with a sword at least once every 2 seconds. And that's regardless of where my initial sword swing comes from. Okay, so I'm going to have to get the boat from Ratchet then, because the other zipline isn't here. Let's see. And then in Fury Warrior, I have dual wield specialization to make my offhand weapon do more damage, because inherently your offhand weapon only does half damage, if I remember correctly. So this makes it do 25%, or yeah, 25% less damage, so 75% total damage. And all hit chances up 5, so I'm up to 10% hit then. And then this talent is melee crit and melee hit, so I'm up to 13% hit and just 3 more crit. And that's about it for the moment. Other than that, I guess I'll grab any other hit in the tree. I know there's one paladin talent way later, like right near level 60, that is 2% hit for every point, but there's only 2 points in it. So I'm probably going to do that. That'll get me up to... then we'd be up to 15% hit. So then from equipment, I would only have to get 9? Yeah, I don't have to get 9 from equipment. Which isn't easy, but doable. Oh, I don't even have the ratchet fly point. Oh well. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from the crossroads. Not a big deal. But, yeah, I'll give you an idea of what my bars are up here. The main rotation is here. But really, all I really do is get into melee combat and then hit this button over and over again, Sinister Strike, my basic attack. And use this as much as possible because I generate way more rage than I will ever need. So this just gives me bonus damage. Because it just adds 93 damage to the next melee attack I make. With Wind Fury weapon on, I randomly have a chance of getting 3 attacks every time I hit. And also, the sword spec things go off. Now, I don't know if they can go off at the same time, but I have seen sequences of hits that look like just a big chain of exploding dice, basically. If you're not familiar with that term, it's a Warhammer 40k term, or, well, Warhammer gaming term in general, I guess, where there's units that have abilities where they get a 6 on their dice roll, they get a bonus attack. Hence the term exploding dice. Because, you know, it's like you roll one set of dice and all of a sudden you gotta roll another set of dice. Bottom row here is some utility stuff. I don't have a lot of healing on this character, which is a little unfortunate. The only healing spell I have is Renew. I might spec points into this to, I might spec points into this to make it a little better if I don't get any other heal, which I might not. Although I am going to be re-rolling a bit. Whoops. I am going to be re-rolling a bit, so maybe I'll get something a little more spicy. I mean, I'd be happy with one more healing over time effect I can use instantly. Because as a melee character, I kind of don't want to sit there and cast a spell. Because if my hands are occupied casting a spell, I'm not swinging my swords. And if I'm not swinging my swords, I'm doing 0 damage. So, you know, if I got, like... I guess Rejuvenate is the only other heal I can think... Yeah, it's the only other heal that's healing over time that you cast instantly. I mean, I wouldn't mind a heal that's short. Like, Flash Heal? I think that's one. Holy Priest. Yeah, Flash Heal. I think Holy Paladin gets one too. Flash of Light, you know, same idea. I believe the the Restoration Shaman one is lesser healing wave. You know, like I could get any of those. Any of those little 1.5 second heals would be alright. They're mana guzzlers, but I don't use the mana for anything other than healing myself, really. Everything else is energy or rage, so I don't mind dumping the bar to basically get another life bar, you know? I have poison removal, which is kind of funny on a personal note, because this character's name came from my rogue in retail. And since it was on a roleplay server, I played her up as being a little eccentric with her poisons, shall we say. To the point where, you know, she was a very big fan of them. And fan of concocting new ones and stuff. I always rolled the, I believe it's Assassination spec for her and such. And, God, I don't even think I'll have time to pick up the flight path before that boat goes away, so I'm just going to get on the boat. So her having removed poison in this, like, alternate universe is kind of hilarious. In a ironic sort of way. Potions. I got Shadow Ward, which is okay. It's not a very good spell, but it's just free damage mitigation against shadow magic, which is pretty common, so... You can do worse. Blood Rage is decent, but I really don't need it, because again, I have rage coming out of my ears, like I can't spend it all fast enough. If I ever do get, like, Execute or Mortal Strike or something, maybe I'll need this for, like, if I want to intercept or something, but really don't need it. And I've actually been keeping this character's first aid skill up to date, because, again, I don't have any really big healing. My mount... I rolled Ghost Wolf early, which was nice. I actually spec'd into it so it became an instant cast, and just... I used it instead of a mount for the longest time, which was kind of funny. Even though I could have fully afforded one. I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I got Ghost Wolf, why do I need it? I got Aspect of the Cheetah, too, which is interesting and kind of redundant, but I mean, I guess if I'm ever indoors, I can't Ghost Wolf and I can't mount, but I can still Aspect of the Cheetah, so... The only problem with aspect of the cheat, of course, is the fact that if you're getting hit, you actually move slower because you end up dazed, and, you know, that old chestnut. This character is an enchanter and a miner. The miner is just filler, really. I didn't need it specifically. Yeah, this is the one we go on the boats. I didn't need it specifically. And, so, you know, I've just been using it for getting level... I've just been using it to get levels because you get experience points for gathering professions on this server. And the enchanting is a similar boat because you also get points for either making something or, in the case of enchanting, disenchanting something. And since green items that give you enchanting material drop, again, come out of your ears on this server, it was another good experience point gain. Ooh, I don't have Wind Fury weapon on. Whoops. And he's already dead. So let me see something. I have himself. Let's try to get up to where the intercept is. Bloodsail Raider. Gains extra attack from Reckoning. Shot Bloodsail Mage. Reckoning fades. Wind Fury 2. Wind Fury 2. Fireball misses. Intercept. Intercept. Melee. Gets an extra from Hack and Slash. Sinister hits. Wind Fury hits. Wind Fury hits. Yeah, he's just dead. It's great. And no problem there. No problem there, Alice. I actually only just noticed your reasoning. Now, one, why is this deposit ooze covered? Because that's the thing that happens in, like, Silithus. And we're nowhere near Silithus. We're on the clear other continent. And two, why is it in a spot I can't reach? It's like, god damn it. Oh well. Wouldn't even give me a skill. I wouldn't. Don't think it would even give me experience at this point anyway. So, because it's only mithril. Indeed. Ooze. So I've had to get used to not... I've had to get used to not moving with Wasid because, as you can see, I've actually gotten an add-on that changes the way your key bindings work and very easily lets you keybind things to different buttons. And I've, like... my entire left side of my keyboard, pretty much, is buttons to do stuff now. And it's actually... I feel like it's working a lot better. But the only problem is, you know, like I said, I gotta get used to moving without Wasid. Which is kind of strange for me in games like this. Thankfully, I found out one of my mouse buttons lets me auto-run, so... it's almost less like I walk now and more like I hit the accelerator. Which is, interesting. Also, why am I losing breath when my head is above water? What the hell? I can't go up anymore. Unless I jump. Oh well. Am undead. Have breath bar for days, so I really don't care. So every time you see that, whoop. Oh, hey, I leveled. So every time you see that tornado surround me, that's the Wind Fury weapon going off. And it might be hard to see, but there's this little, like, slash mark that appears in front of my character whenever the sword spec things go off. So if you ever see one of those happen, then you know that's what's happening. Also, I've been straight dumping strength. Actually, in fact... yeah, I'm at the point where I have enough... oh, there you go. I'm almost maxed out on strength. Then I'll probably start getting Either I'll dump it into stamina, or I'll start getting, agility, I guess? I mean, I won't be getting intelligence, and I won't be getting spirit, so agility and stamina are my 2 remaining options. It's just glorious automatic carnage, and I love it. Also, these weird-ass, like, beta WoW male models. It's so strange seeing them. When, like, I have a patch installed that uses, for the player races, uses the models that are, like, post-Legion, I think? Or, like, post-Warlords? So, like, they look like the Disney Pixar characters, where they're, like, really animated and stuff. Although, unfortunately, for undead females, it gives them perpetual resting bitch face. Which I don't like. I used to be able to give them, like, porcelain doll face, and I kind of like that. But now they have perpetual resting bitch face, and I'm just like, well, that sucks. I mean, oh well. It's a small thing. Is anyone I need to kill even on this ship? I don't think they are. Oh god. I'd say you came to the wrong neighborhood, but I'm kind of in your neighborhood. Hello. Oh, hey, someone is there. Oh god. I'd love to know why all these freaking pirates have so many mages. Like, what the hell? Where do you get the academia necessary to learn magic on the open seas? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Oh well. Then I guess I just have to go to the other ships. What the heck? Is that a rare or something? No. Well, fuck you then. Alrighty then. I guess he was just a little flavor NPC. But other than my main bar, healing bar, I have like a situational bar up here, well, plus my buffs. Strength of Earth is just strength and agility if I drop the totem. I don't need it much, so I don't drop it. But if I ever start doing groups with this character, you know, they'd appreciate it. I got Freezing Trap, which is neat. A little hard to use when because I'm always in the thick of combat. That's normally the kind of thing you use on the run, but, you know, it's nice to have. Polymorph is great. I've survived way more shit than I should have, just because I have the ability to turn one character out in a fight into a sheep. Well, like, to give you an idea... There! Now she's not a problem. Until I'm done with these guys. And then she's all by herself. And is also a sheep. Also, one of my main abilities here is Recuperate, which I'm not even sure where it's from. Because I've never seen the ability in WoW myself. Mind you, this might be something like later level rogues get that they just gave them earlier on, because it's pretty good. You know, you turn combo points into health pretty much. And since I don't use finishers for damage, I usually just use that to keep the pain train going pretty much. The only flaw with this spec, really, well, aside from not having a lot of anti-crowd control, like, if I were to actually PvP on this character, I'd probably get killed, just because I really don't have a lot of ways to close gaps and the like, is that I don't have consistency. I mean, sometimes I delete something the moment I right-click it, which is awesome. But then also sometimes I get, you know, dry spells where nothing happens. And I'm left just doing my normal damage range. Also, at the moment, I'm not exactly super durable or resilient either, so, you know, there's that. All things that can be improved with time, of course, but, you know. Oof. Those crits. Oh my god. Look at that, like 1 second of combat and she loses like 75% of her health. It's so stupid. Oh, hello. What are you? You are a dagger. You mean nothing to me. Although I saw this. That's a spear, good sir. That is not a scythe. You do not get to call that the Grim Reaper. I'm sorry. But your naming privileges have been revoked, whoever did that. That is incorrect. Oh, hey. That actually might be pretty good. Polished Jazzerant armor. Yeah, that's like a straight upgrade, isn't it? Yep, that is a straight upgrade. Neat. I love finding those. It's not very often you do. Hello. Okay, you. You go be a sheep for a little bit. Delete you. Heal myself up while you're just kind of running around being a sheep. And then start killing it. There we go. Just some random garbage. Random garbage. Nothing of any particular worth. Oh, hello. You must have literally spawned in behind me. Oh god, your animation looks painful. You look like you're in agony just from moving. Let me correct that for you. See, this guy's got a proper model. He has the proper human male model. This guy is like some weird warped abomination from the like alpha or some shit. I don't know what's going on with you. Again with the Grim Reaper. You know, I'd be tempted to try to dual wield them if they weren't polearms. Because you can't dual wield polearms even with Titan, which is unfortunate. Again, where are the freaking pirates getting all these mages at? For the record, I don't have to kill all of them, but I'm going to. Because why not? You don't build a spec for the express purpose of gibbing things instantly and then not go and do it, you know? Pop recuperate. I mean, yeah, like one more healing over time effect and I'd be fine, really. Because renew, the other heal over time, so I guess rejuvenate, and recuperate. And I'd be good, really. I mean, am I tanking shit by myself through the sheer power of regeneration? No. But I would be more than, like, durable enough for whatever content I really want to do. Plus, sometimes I don't need to be durable, because shit like that happens. Where, you know, enemies just kind of explode when they get hit, like, 6 times in a row by one sword. I'm not even sure what that would look like, to be honest. Ridiculous. I like it. Whoa, hello. I was not expecting a torrent in here. He wasn't expecting me. Also. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, God, I got gouged. Okay, I am going to freeze trap somebody and walk away. There's 2 people crowd controlled down there. Hopefully I can just start... Ah, what the hell? Okay, popping a potion for this. Okay, mage misses. Piss off. Well, I deal with your friend here. Okay, there must be like a section of the floor or something that isn't properly like hitboxed or something. So it basically the mob saw me through the wall even though they shouldn't be able to. And now we feast. Om nom nom nom. The Digmaster 5000. Oh, it's it is straight up a mining pick. I might replace my actual mining pick with that just because that's funny. But I'll probably sell it because, you know, money over silliness. Oh, there's my last target. Ow. What, do you have a fucking dragon breath round or some shit? Which is an actual thing, by the way. It's used in shotguns to scare birds on airports. Things I learned from New Vegas. Which is another thing I should totally play on stream at some point. I've been kind of delaying it because, like... I've been kind of delaying it because of... Well, I'm just an indecisive bitch. But also because... Well... I want to do a run in New Vegas where I finish getting all the achievements I've not gotten so far, which isn't many. There's like 5 left. I have to get like all the companions in one playthrough. I have to... what else? Gotta get all the companions in one playthrough. I have to play enough games of Caravan, which isn't really that big of a deal, really. Just sit down and do it. Well, and also win enough games of Caravan. And, hey, mana potion. I'll drink that. What is it? Caravan games, companions. There's, like, one ending of one of the DLCs I've never done. So I do that ending on that run of the DLC. The Lonesome Road DLC, I have to find all the nukes and blow them up with the remote detonator chummy. You know, like, I gotta do a few things. But, like, I wanted to path out that run and, like, build the character beforehand, so, like, I can do everything optimally, / also play a character I've never really played before in New Vegas, because I've played the energy weapons nerd character many times, because that's, like, my go-to in any Fallout game, really, is the energy weapons nerd character with decent charisma and such. And sometimes I've also played, like, the melee character. But I wanted to play in New Vegas, I wanted to basically play the cowboy. Lever action weapons and explosives. And oh, it is hard to map enough points to do that properly. So, like, it's kind of been delaying me there too. Plus, I always have to have jury rigging in my build because it is such a powerful perk. And it's powerful in the best way, in the fact that it has nothing to do, well, I can't say nothing to do with combat, because if your weapons are in better shape, they do more damage. Although, thankfully, in New Vegas, it isn't as sharp as in Fallout 3, where every single point of lost durability costs you damage from the maximum potential. Now it's only, is your weapon above 75% durability? It does full damage. Otherwise, it starts getting penalties. Which makes sense. Every little nick of like, every little nick on the inside of your gun barrel isn't going to make your bullets do wildly less damage. You know, but once the barrel actually has, like, a fucking hole in it or something, yeah, then you probably gotta patch her up a little bit. But, like, you know, so I gotta work that into the build. Oh, Caleb, you found me. Thank you for that. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. I am 30, and that is my story, and I am sticking to it. Until proven otherwise in a court of law. But, oops, someone blew up. He's a chicken. Or a turkey. Yeah, we always called them laser turkeys back in the day. The Moonkin. What a lovely name. So he's got, what's he got? He's got an imp. He's arcane missiles. Which isn't like too far from what a Moonkin normally does. The only difference is that instead of arcane missiles, they have Starfire. So, like, you know, they have to backload their damage more normally. But, like, it's still an arcane spell. So it's very similar. But, you know, it's very similar, but it's still random. Although he's only level 40, I've noticed. So he actually got Moonkin form randomly. Wow, lucky him. Because, like, a lot of spellcasters on this server take Moonkin form as their, like, one of two choices they get to make at level 60. Because it is, like, a very good all-over boost for being a spellcaster. Where is it? Balance Druid, right at the top here. Let's see. Shapeshift into Moonkin form. While in Moonkin form, armor from cloth and leather goes up 65%. Damage taken while stunned goes down. Party and raid members get 5 spell crit, which includes yourself. Single target spell crits give you back mana. Wrath and Starfire do 20% more crit damage, which you don't get the benefit from if you don't have those two spells. But you also do less threat, so, like, it's still really good for any spellcaster. So that's why I often see any offensive spellcaster picking Moonkin form if they don't have something else to pick. And then, of course, you can pick Improved Moonkin form if you have it. Moonkin Aura also gives people haste, gives people spirit as you get spirit as spell damage, and more armor from your cloth and leather stuff. Which is actually pretty good on this server, because they actually increased the armor value of, like, everything in this. Because they realized if everyone can wear every type of armor, because they can on this server, your hero is like a blank slate that's fully customizable. Instead of making it that if you want protection, you have to go full plate, it's, you know, full plate is the best protection, but the other stuff is still armor. Like, that was always the one thing that kind of pissed me off. Like, I know it's cloth armor, and it's not, like, you know, cloth is not exactly something that's designed to break blows. But, like, the armor value on cloth and on retail in World of Warcraft might as well not even exist. Like, it just does so little, it's like, why even bother coding it?
Goodbye.
Hey. Okay, what else can I do?
Time is money, friend!
Tranrek. My cousin Tranrek is in a tight spot, promised me a load of scarab shells. Oh, that's in Tanaris. I don't want to go there.
Glad I could help!
Pirate cow, indeed. There's a surprising number of those in this game. There's the boss one in Dead Mines. There's the... Can you teach me anything? Oh, yes, you can. Right, because I got Rupture and I never leveled it up after.
See you later.
Cool. You know what? I'm going to put that on my bar instead of Eviscerate because, like... I don't know. That's actually starting to do a lot of damage. I don't know. Rupture is there for bosses, mostly. Because, you know, it's a bleed. And by the time you set up the number of combo points you need to make it do its full damage, most regular mobs are already dead. You have anything for me? No.
Walk with
Do I not have druid abilities? I don't think I do. Hang on. Nope. I just have Omen of Clarity. Do I have a spell? Right, that's where the poison cure I have comes from. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But the poison cure never gets any better, so that's why the trainer has nothing for me.
My, you're a tall one.
No, that's in the hinterlands. Don't want to do
Alrighty
with that.
then.
I want to just get the stuff that's in this zone for now. I don't want to go like halfway across Bloody Creation to fulfill a quest.
Look, Tom.
Unfortunately, that's kind of part of the package when you play classic World of Warcraft. Is that's kind of what a lot of the like level 40 and up quests are like. Well, hang on to that. I might sell. Actually, I'm near an auction house. I should try to sell it. Lots of garbage. Sell that. Dig Master.
Go with honor.
Oh, I was playing on the. I was playing on one of the legacy realms that they have on this server. Fix this glitch. Where like the seasons don't rotate on that server. It's like where it's the permanent server. It's the same thing with like Path of Exile where they have the seasons and stuff. Excuse me, can you? Thank you. Okay, let's see. Grim Reaper, what are you selling for? Frickin' fuck all. Alright, well, I'll just vendor those then. Gut Wrencher, are you selling for anything? Oh, not bad. I can get you for like 8 gold, maybe? Yeah. My old armor. Selling for 9. That's not bad. I can sell it for 7 and 8 then. 7 and 8. And then the Dig Master 5,000. Doesn't sell for much. Okay, well, since it doesn't sell for much, I'm going to keep it and use it as my new mining pick then. Because fuck it, why not? Oh, actually, while I'm near other players, anybody got a book? Anyone got a book? Hopefully someone does, because that would be lovely. I'd trade you if I could, buddy, but I can't, so fuck you then. Oh well. That was his none too subtle way of saying I'm not putting my book out unless you pay me for it, and well, fuck that.
King's honor.
Oh, you're a priest trainer. Hello. Yes.
Farewell.
Level my renew. Also, she's speaking common in this box.
Light.
Meaning I don't understand her. That's hilarious. I don't know why it's in that box, though, because whenever you can talk to an NPC like that, they normally don't bother with the whole language system. Which I always thought was kind of stupid anyway. Like, I get they wanted the two factions to have animosity towards each other, but, like, it never really comes up in the fluff that, like, the races of Azeroth speak different languages. Or at least that there isn't a shared language between them. Because in, like, every other piece of media, there is. You know, like the language common should be common between all the races. That makes more sense to me. So, actually, where's the, here, you.
Hey, yeah.
Class trainer. Oh. Oh, the trainers. Here we go. Mage. Worship, we don't have one of those around. Maybe we'll find one in Ratchet. No promises,
Keep it
though.
real.
Ah. Okay, then. I will do that another time. I was going to actually level my Conjure Water and then make some, but fuck it. No need.
Hey there. Be careful.
Did I get another quest after? Oh, I did not. Let's go find one. Okay, well, that's Noah's Dormu. I don't need to do anything with him. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go to another zone. I think I'm ready for a zone. I'm ready for another zone I was wanting to try out anyway. So, fuck it. Let's do it. Where's the flight path? God, I don't know Booty Bay. I do not know Booty Bay in the slightest. This is definitely a zone I have not been in much, like at all. Flight Master? Where are you at?
Talk to me.
Scooty.
Hurry back.
You know what? Why you no work? That must be the one that's for engineers only. There's one that they added. There's one that they added on this server. So let us see. Oh. Yes. Okay, we're still in the Eastern Kingdoms. Oh, hey, perfect. This is exactly where I wanted to be. Blasted Lands. Haha. That's good to know. Who's beeping me? Boop. Okay, so I wanted to come out here because, again, this is another zone I've not been too much. Other than, obviously, everybody comes here once you get to Burning Crusade content, because this is how you get to Outland. There's the Dark Portal over in the other direction. Oh yeah, this is a good-looking zone for levels, though. Everything's, like, 47, 48 plus. You know, it's always best to be leveling against content that's your level or higher. As much as you can manage, anyway. Hello.
Anubilore Delana.
Beast City's blasted lands exhibit supernatural attributes, unforeseen in nature. Theorize that the energy was released upon departing the Dark Portal, infused their physical being, and forced the creatures to evolve into their current forms. Beast and beast and yeah, sure. What do I do? Give you guts.
We will have justice.
Give you more guts.
The reckoning is at hand.
Yes.
And you also want guts.
Salama Ashalanore.
And you also want guts.
Time is of the
Okay,
essence.
let's start acquiring guts. It actually keeps removing poison after you eventually cast it. Ooh, squishy crits. I love having deep wounds when you crit. Makes that squishy sound. Got the 2 pincers. One quest only needs 2 pincers, but another quest needs 3, so I'm gonna need more. What was I looking for? Oh, I didn't sell those. That's fine. No, I guess we're good. Actually, something else I thought I could use on this character is I would love to have evasion. Or some other defensive cooldown. I don't know how many I can use. I don't know how many I can use as a character with dual wielding. But I mean, I'd love to have some options to defense, because I have enough offense. I don't need more offense. Well, maybe one more button. Maybe one more attack button that's actually pretty good, because I really only have 2. I really only have 2 good attack buttons. Everything else is kind of secondary. Sadly, do not have a disease removal, but thankfully, unlike most crazy disease debuffs in Classic, that one seems pretty reasonable. What are you? Oh yeah, you're one of those guys. Those, like, Draenei that, like, lost their light gift or whatever, and then they turned into these little gremlin critters. Don't know why, though. But it was never quite explained. Or it was, and I forgot. Either way. Oh, you're not hostile. Oh, I wonder what your deal is. Because I honestly don't remember. Hello. I am bound eternally to this cursed world. What is your desire, mortal? I guess I'll step on the chummy jigger here. Oh, hello. Oh, lovely. Where the hell am I? Oh! Oh shit, a greedy demon! No! Where is he? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Here. Yeah. No! Ow! No, I want you! Fuck. I don't know what happened there, but he got away. Wasn't yeah, he got away. That's about the long and short of it. Oh well. I mean, I don't really need him because his benefit, it really only helps high risk mode, but like he's kind of rare and it's kind of nice to have him just for the bragging rights. But yeah, rip me, I guess. Don't know why. Don't know what's going on up here. Maybe there's a quest or something later. Can you bring me back down? Thank you. Okay. So that was an interesting little side diversion. Where's this rock I'm looking for? Here we are. Cool, shards. Always fun to find those. Give me all of your bits. All of your juicy bits. It's pretty much all I'm doing right now. It's just running around disemboweling creatures and taking all their guts out and putting them in my backpack. My one of 5 backpacks that I have. MMOs get a little weird when you really stop and think about them. Then again, most video games do. Ooh, 2 right next to each other. Good times. Ooh. Another one over there. And a quest. But first, minerals. Always require more minerals. Although, honestly, on this server, they're not that valuable. Other than occasionally there's the one that people need for the daily, and then, like, you know, everyone goes frickin' bananas for their price. But, yeah, like, seems to be the exception on this server that the usual rule of, metal on an MMO being really important doesn't seem to apply, which is interesting. Teachings of greed, but Undead, can your mystical brain comprehend the rarity of flawless sphere of Draenithist? Draen and I have spent lifetimes in search of one of these crystals, only to meet horrible fates and purpose unfulfilled. So you stand before Kumisha, knowing what Kumisha is requesting and still wish to assist. Very well, Undead. At any time during your travels across these lands, should you find a flawless sphere... In your journey through the blasted lands, you may find a smallest Draenith sphere, give it to him. Any creature in these lands could be holding it. Okay, so is it just a turn-in? Like a turn-in of a rare drop? Everything counts in large amounts. Okay, and then he just wants imperfect ones. Okay. So I guess while you're on that quest, mobs can drop those. Ooh, level 51. Ah. That's actually something else I could use too, is some kind of like interrupt. Other than like polymorphing someone before their cast roar is off, I don't really have one of those. That would be kind of useful. Jouster's leg plates. No, definitely not better. Definitely not any good. You ganking for that booty? Vulture Gizzard. Again, give me your bits. All of your bits. Turn on some healing. Bore. Go. Do I need a new gun? Yeah, I need a new gun. Help. Why am I on fire? Okay, that was weird. Oh, someone else is around here. Murdering basilisks. But I can't help but notice we're level 52. I might actually double back around then. Do not know why on this server people think basically screaming at people to queue for a dungeon will make them do it. Like, no shit. If they wanted to go into that dungeon, they would have already queued up, dude. Not to mention, even if they do queue up on your request, which they probably won't, who's to say they won't get picked up by another group? Like, if you honestly want someone to join your party to do a dungeon, just ask them. Or ask, like, generally want to, you know, looking for X dungeon group. Or X dungeon role, PST. Like, it's not that hard. It's harder to say than it is to do, apparently. Because I'm always talking faster than I think. Oh, actually that... Oh, wait, no. I was just about to say that that guy reminded me that I could use poisons, but I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think I can. Because I don't think Wind Fury would work with another temporary enchantment, aka poisons. Hey, I don't think so. Boar lungs. Yeah, this is one of those quests where you're getting bits from enemies, and, you know, they don't always drop the bit you need. And people are always like, oh my god, why don't these enemies have the thing I need? You know, my logic is just, well, you brutalized them too much. You done broke the thing you were looking for. So try again. You know, that's always my logic on it anyway. Because it's like, you know, what if in the heated throng of combat you stuck your sword in the skull of the thing you needed the brain of? Whoops. Okay. That was weird. Hey, a ring. Neat. What the? Oh, hello. Must have just spawned in. And of course, the mental gymnastics of people trying to, you know, just basically trying to, hey, brain on the first go. You know, speaking of getting brains from enemies, just the mental gymnastics of people trying to just better themselves at the expense of others. Like, I mean, dude, one, why you have to be mad is only game. And two, the server has both modes. Just because someone hasn't picked balls to the wall hard mode, doesn't mean they're less of a person or some shit. You know, get off your high horse. Or, I guess in this case, high gamer chair. Like, seriously. At the end of the day, we're all dorks behind keyboards here. We're all equal. Oh. We have dudes over here that are orange to me, so I'm going to turn around. And there's a mithril deposit there, but I really don't need it. So I can wait. And I mean, not to mention in particular with this situation, the high-risk mode, while fun, at this point in the server, a lot of people have, like, alts that are twinking them out, or they have, or if they're at level 60, people are running around with, like, raid purples and shit. And guess what? Even if I'm level 60, if I only have blue and green stuff and you have purple stuff, you win most of the time. Hey, we got a new ability. What do we get? What do we get? Okay. I'll never say no to a res. If you ever group, having a res is handy. It's not really what I wanted, but it's not like a bad. It's not like an anti-ability, pretty much. And what is a res, if not a heal for someone who hasn't given up yet? Most healers give up when you die. Some people take that extra step further. Ooh. Ah, stop blowing up my mana, you stupid felthound. Hey, I got a thing for you. Everything counts in large amounts. Truly disgust me, undead. A grown woman drooling over a pile of junk. Pitiful. Take your reward and get out of my sight. Well, if it's any consolation, I'm mostly doing it for the experience points. Also, why is this guy attacking me? Fuck off. I'm talking to your friend here. We're having a business transaction. You come fucking smack me with your stick. What's up? Well, after that display of voracious greed, I feel nauseous. Regardless, I shall not dwell too long on your material addiction. For each imperfect fragment, I shall reward you with more junk. My junk heap gets smaller while your junk heap gets larger. On Draenor, we call this a win-win situation. Now he's just giving me it as repeatable, that if I find another one, I can give it to him and get a bag, but I don't get experience points. Okay, so I think at this point we'll start investing in agility. It's still attack power, just not as much as strength for melee. And it gives crit in small amounts. Which isn't too bad. Chieftain Shoulders of the Monkey. I'm pretty sure I have better than that. Lower level, but yeah, I do. So, won't be wearing that. I do need to find... I do need to keep the item level on my stuff up, though. I don't know what this guy's doing here. That's fine. I was gonna pull him anyway, but did it by accident. Lots of meat, but not any gooey bits I need. Or do I need any more? Do I need any more from? Yeah, I need one more gel. Although I probably need more than that, but on the list to my immediate right, I see I need one more at least. Wish I had Wind Fury. Slash tell tink talk dash slash flex. Do I have... Yeah, I do. Wouldn't mind having my Conjure Water upgraded at this point now. As much as I was shitting on it when I first got it, because, I mean, don't really need it on a character like this. Turns out I could use it. If for nothing more than reducing downtime, which is kind of pretty important. Oh, no, you don't. Aha! Get freaking intercepted. Oh, 54, jeez. Okay, don't want to go after. Don't want to go after them just yet. They're not skulls, but I'm pretty sure they're reds. Yeah, not a good idea. You can fight reds if you're like basically a mage and have like lots of snares and shit, but not the wisest idea when you're a melee character. Or even if you're like a pet class, because then your pet's gonna get gibbed, and then you get gibbed shortly afterwards. That. Oh, another green. Yeah, there's definitely no problem finding greens as an enchanter or disenchant, so it's a decent profession. Should be more over here, though. Do I have any of those quests done? No, I don't. Okay. Actually, let's go this way. Seems to be a lot of wildlife near the dark portal crater. It's a very small zone. It's not one I've gone through much. Seems to have its fair share of stuff to do, though. So that's always good. Basilisk brain. Shift B from my bags. What am I looking for? Water. I just forgot to use that. How much stamina is that? 25? That's 210 health? That's not bad. Certainly worth using. Ooh, hey, another one of them. Pick up more than one of those at a time, as I'm wondering. Probably not, which is why I'm gonna go turn it in. Even if Buddy freaking kink shames me for doing it, apparently. What do we got over here? We got a caster, and then our buddy, who is envious of our Wind Fury goodness. Gossamer Tunic of Spirit. Definitely not worth it. Well, I mean, it's worth in the sense that it's nearly worth a gold all on its own, but like, you know. Like at this point I'm wondering why not just give me the drop, right? Oh, also you have a quest for me again. Okay, he's just... The quest, it's weird. It's like the quest is repeatable, but you have to accept it first instead of it just being like, hey, this quest is always open. If you find the thing, give it to me, like most other repeatable quests. Weird. I guess it was designed back when they didn't have that concept yet. So, I'm not sure if I should spec any points into improving my heals in the sense of improving them to help other people as well as myself. Because I think it might be better to invest in receiving more heals, which makes my heals better on myself. I mean, one of my heals doesn't even work on other people, right? So it's not like I can if I wanted to. Oh dear, you're level 43. Or 53. That's fine. I'll deal with it. Ow. Right as I say that, I get crit. me? Oh, hey. Speaking of needing a new gun. Hello, hello. I believe I lose 14 attack power, but I gain 6 attack power from the strength and 8 attack power from the agility. So that's the same value. It's just that this gun is higher item level, meaning I drop better stuff drops. Neat. Also, this gun is really slow, so I don't use as much ammunition. Sounds good to me. Okay, now they're dropping a brain every time I fight them. Which is weird, because that's normally not the case. And now we just got humanoids again. Each time your Curse of Agony ability deals damage, it increases the damage the target takes from Curse of Agony by 3%. Stacks 50 times. What the hell? Like, okay. It's kind of excessive, but sure. Why not? God, how many Basilisk Brains do I have now? I have 6. Madness. Hey, cool, shards. Always good to find those, because those are... Okay. For a second there, I thought that was like some kind of special mob or something. Also, I can't believe that is the really old High Elf mob, where the they basically just whitewashed a Night Elf. It's about the best way to describe it. But it just, like, doesn't look right. But they basically didn't have another elf model at the time. Before they made Blood Elves, anyway. So it's just like whenever you ran into High Elves in classic WoW, they look like Night Elves, except they were white. Which is kind of funny. But a little like amateur hour modeling job kind of thing. Which was interesting. All over dead already. There we go. Kind of strange that they're using the Duratar music out here, but whatever. Broken Blade of Heroes. The sword must be reforged where it can be used. Forging the four requires 4 steel, 4 strong flux, 2 elemental fire, and 2 heavy grinding stones. That's not bad, honestly. That's pretty doable. Oh, also, I do not have Wind Fury weapon on, which probably explains why that pig took so damn long to kill. Because I wasn't getting... any fat Wind Fury procs. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad thing to get. Portal Mastery. Just having the ability to go from continent to continent without having to wait on various forms of automated transport would be so good. I had it on a character on this, but unfortunately I didn't like the rest of her build, so I had to like just completely scrap her. And I never got it back on anybody else. So I was just like, oh. I had such convenience. Damn it. Oh well. I'll live. As people have done for aeons and aeons. Whoops. Wrong button. Basilisk brain. Do I need vulture? Oh, I actually do need more basilisk brains. Never mind. I didn't think I needed that many. So I really need to be focusing on vultures, basilisks. Oh, and I have one that I can turn in. Cool. I wish to acquire your gizzard. So, hang on. This is rather loud in my ears. While trying to talk at the same time. So, while the game has elements of being an active RPG, because obviously the world is persistently moving at the flow of time, and not, you know, barring lag, of course, and there isn't... You can't just sit and think forever on what you need to do. If you really stop and think about it, this kind of MMO really is a turn-based game. It's just that the turns are really short. Literally a second and a half. AKA the global cooldown. Because everything obeys the global cooldown. Nothing goes faster than that. Well, not nothing. There's, like, some cooldown abilities that don't use the global cooldown because you're meant to use them in conjunction with other abilities. You know, they're like little setup... They're little, like, setup abilities. You know, something like the next spell you cast is an instant critical hit, shit like that. You know, those disobey the global cooldown because otherwise they would suck, basically. But for the most part, like, the bulk of the game obeys this unspoken 1.5 second turn. And, you know, it's interesting. Like, the entire game is based around this, pretty much. And... I don't know, I just find it interesting that, you know, aside from the movement being always free, because, like, you know, in the middle of combat, I don't have to stand still in front of an enemy. I could be, like, jumping around and zipping and zooping around, you know, being all weird and stuff, but, you know, for mobs, you don't really do that because they kind of lock onto you anyway, so it's like, you know, there's really no point. Unless you're a ranged character and you need to make some distance, of course. But, yeah, like, it's... To call this an action RPG, in addition to being an MMO, would be incorrect, is kind of what I'm getting at. Like, an action RPG is like Kingdom Hearts. It's like, to an extent, dungeon crawlers. Although, to be fair, dungeon crawlers have a lot of, like, built-in delays on things, too. Because, like, your swing speed is usually based on the weapon you're using. The spells you cast usually have some sort of delay on casting. That kind of thing. Although, typically, in most dungeon crawlers, particularly Path of Exile, you can break these limits quite handily. and indeed, over your knee, if you so wish. To spectacular results. Again, the mental gymnastics. Like, can't we all just get along?
Anaria Shola.
Did I do both of these? Oh, I did. Sweet. Boar's vitality. Where are the organs? Here you go. Spirit of the boar eliminates your being. The lung juice cocktail. Give you 25 stamina. Consume when consumed for 60 minutes. Counts as a guardian elixir. Grade 100% grade A lung juice. Freshly squeezed. God.
Shorella Rye.
Sure. Hey, I am now level 50. I get a scroll of fortune, which is badly needed. And I get a talent point, which isn't as badly needed because I'm literally setting on 3 of them at the moment. But, you know, is appreciated. Let's see. Ooh, I actually might be far enough down to get that one Holy Paladin talent I was talking about before. No, damn, it's one more level down. Boo. Oh, well. Let's see. I can get this. Empowered Renew. Your Renew spell gains an additional up to 30% of your bonus healing, which I don't believe I have any. No, I do not. So that doesn't really do anything. And it instantly heals the target for 15% of its total effect. So 15 times 4, 45, 40, 60? Instantly heals for 60 health? That's only if I put 3 points in it, though. Maybe not. Maybe I'll try something else. Offensive rogue ability chance increased by 2. Yeah, see, it's like, I can't just pick things that only affect rogue, though, because I use warrior and rogue abilities, right? Okay, well, I know I need to put 1 more point in this. Now, it'll be melee crit strike the opponent, cause them to bleed, dealing 1/3 of my weapon's melee average damage over a certain period of time. Your melee attack speed by 2, your rend and deep wounds abilities increase all physical damage caused to that target. Okay, that's actually not bad. That's better than I thought it was. So, yeah, I'm just going to do this. Yeah, so anytime I crit, I cause deep wounds. I don't have rend, but maybe I'll get it. Who knows? And then I also cause additional physical damage on top of just getting some melee attack speed. So that's not bad, actually. That's pretty good. And that would also help in groups, technically, because that is damage caused to the target, not just your damage caused to the target. Okay, so let us re-roll that talent that does nothing for me. That's from Elemental Shaman. Because I don't have any of the spells this qualifies for. Let alone spells that need haste, so... Hand of Freedom. Okay, that's interesting. Got my talent point back too, so that's good. What is Hand of Freedom? I don't remember that. I know it's one of the paladin break out of stuff spells, but I don't remember what exactly it does. Fury, holy. Where is it? Protection. Here we go. Hand of Freedom. Place a hand on the friendly target, granting immunity to movement in pairs until cancelled. Well, movement in pairs for a duration. The tooltips in this mode are unfortunately a little buggy. Players may only have one paladin hand on them at any given time. Okay, so I have some immunity to being, snared to death. I'm okay with this. This sounds good to me. Let's go, push all this down like that. Yeah, there we go. That sounds good to me. Now, how long does this last? About 5 seconds. Not the longest duration. Can I spec to make it last longer? Holy Paladin. Oh, here we go. Blessed Hands. Reduce the mana cost of Hand of Freedom. Sacrifice Salvation by 15. Increase the effectiveness of Salvation by 50. Effectiveness of sacrifice by 5. Okay, so that doesn't affect Hand of Freedom at all. That actually might not be a bad thing to grab. I mean, Renew can't crit, but then I would get 15% of my strength, which is currently 30 and change? Maybe not. Maybe not. I could have sworn there was something else with Hand of Freedom. Movement speed, sanctity, conviction, seal of command, might. Oh, here we go. Increase your chance, reduces your chance to be hit by spells and ranged attacks by 1, so for 2, and it gives your Hand of Freedom a 100% chance to remove any stun effects on the target. Does that mean I can cast it to get out of stuns myself? I might have to experiment with that. But for now, I think I have other things to put points into. Offhand attacks have a chance of generating energy. Let's, this is a bit of a for science pick at the moment. Because I need to figure out...
Our enemies will fall.
Okay, this is just repeat the quest for another item. I don't really want another
Remember
one, so...
the sun well.
I have one freshly squeezed bottle of lung juice. I don't need another one, thanks. One is enough. Alright, so we have Hand of Freedom. That's kind of interesting. Not the most necessary ability in my arsenal, but I'll take it. Like, you know, part of the fun of this mode, really, is that, like, you kind of have to do that. Like, you have to just accept what you're handed and figure out a way to use it properly. That's all you can really do. That being said, I would love if they do this mode again, or if they keep it as a game feature or whatever, that they make it so that there's some way to reset everything. Like, even at level 60, you go all the way back to having nothing invested, and then the game shuffles the deck and hands you new stuff. Because it would be great, particularly if you get a dual spec on this server, to be able to go, you know what, this is a pile of garbage. Let me roll the bones and see what I get. That's like half the fun, really. Just figuring out what you get. I think people are a little too obsessed with getting perfection. Which, I mean, you're not gonna get on this server because you can't pick everything. I mean, theoretically, could you get perfection if you rolled enough dice? Yes. But you're, like, rolling enough dice to achieve this might involve rolling until the heat death of the universe. And as someone who doesn't believe in the heat death of the universe, that means that's quite a long time. Certainly longer than you're willing to play World of Warcraft for. Tell you one thing I could need. I could use an attack that uses both my weapons. Because at the moment I only have attacks that use my primary weapon. Which is fine, but if I had one that used both, particularly if it didn't cost energy, I would have an attack that generates energy and then would allow me to work in more Sinister Strikes and stuff. So I think the only attack you can purposely pick that uses both weapons, unless you go Single-Minded Fury, which I might, because Single-Minded Fury, no, it's in Fury Warrior, of course, is the counterpart to Titan's Grip, which is the one that lets you wield two-handers in one hand. Single-Minded Fury is using 2 one-handers, but it gives you mortal strikes, overpowers, and slams the ability to attack with your offhand weapon at the same time. And so I'm thinking, if I can, pick up Single-Minded Fury, pick up Mortal Strike with my, like, 2 picks I get to actually choose at level 60, which is only 10 levels away, surprisingly, and, you know, have that be a sort of rage dump / energy generator. Because every time I do it, I will get 5 energy. And you can spec it to happen, like, every 4 seconds. Because I have it on another character and it's like that. And, you know, it's quite frequent. And then maybe I'd invest in the talent that gives you... critical hits give you energy. Because right there I would have gotten, like, 9. And then, of course, once we get into the realm of, like, random enchantments and shit, then we can get in some really crazy nonsense. I have any food on me, do I? No, just raw meat. And lung juice. Don't really want to have lung juice, thanks. Although, does it even sell for anything? No, it doesn't. Fuck it. Oh. Okay. Not what I was expecting the action to do. Also, it gave it to me twice for some reason. What? Okay. Maybe one is like the old effect and one is the new effect, but like the server forgot to remove... the people who made the server forgot to remove the old effect or some shit? I don't know. Long and short of it, I'm getting more bonus than I should, and I'm okay with this. I need more vultures, I need more scorpions, and I need another boar lung. Ooh, thorium. This will be my first thorium vein. Neat. Nice. Because I actually did need thorium for a daily the other day and I couldn't get it. Also, just couldn't be arsed. I was tired and just didn't want to bother. What's over here, I wonder? More thorium? True silver. Might as well get it. Also, can't wait till I can get the epic riding and mount. I guess I'll have to funnel money from my main for that, but not that big of a problem. Actually, the way this server works, I can actually buy a book off of a player to teach it for less than buying it off of the vendors, because people will often buy the book from the donation shop and then sell it to other players when they need a bunch of gold. And then someone like myself can buy it and not have to spend money to get the writing skill at a decent price. Now, I also could grind rep to make it cheaper, which wouldn't be bad either, but if I can get it for money and I have enough money, I'll get it for money. Yeah, I'm not even honored with my own city yet, let alone any of the other hordes. Don't think there's going to be any minerals in here, so I shall leave for now. I'm sure there's a quest to beat the stupid out of those ogres from somewhere, and then I shall find it, and then proceed to beat the stupid out of ogres. One of Azeroth's favorite pastimes. Just enjoying the ambience a little bit. So much for enjoying the ambience. The Scourge are invading. Oh, lovely. And more to the point, they're too high level for me. Oh, okay. They're not everywhere in the zone. Which is fine. How do I get up here? Can I get up? Yes, I can. I can Skyrim goat my way up here. Or should I say Skyrim horse? There. Yeah. That's the one thing I've never gotten used to in three-dimensional games. Is figuring out what I can walk on and what I can't walk on. Other than just sheer trial and error. Which probably isn't intentional, but like, how else are you supposed to figure it out? You know, like, unless there's clearly defined paths. Fuck if I know. Oh, hello. Oh dear, run. Ow. Level 59 elite. Okay. I'm clearly above my pay grade out here. What the fuck? I guess that's something you come in from down up this way? Maybe? Again, I don't really know this zone that well. Like, at all. That's okay. Seriously though, jeez. That was a bit of a rude awakening. I'll have to come back and see what's up there when I'm a little higher in level. Well, basically level 60. Hey, another imperfect chummy. Kind of tell with this zone, for some of the quests, they are the very definition of filler. Which is fine. A game this big, you're going to get filler quests. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. There'll be something stupid and useless I can throw out. Oh, here we go. Fucking 2 silver boar tusks. Gonna have to find a vendor at some point then. Thankfully for Horde, there's a base right outside this zone, so won't be too hard to do. Didn't give me another buzzard. Or a gizzard. Damn it. Get rid of that. Blood Frenzy. I I honestly didn't see that before. Oh boy, hunting for gizzards. Ooh, hello. Arcane resistance wand, I'll take that. Oop. Hello there. Guess he's heading out for that Scourge invasion. Well, so how long have you been there, Nick? But, you've been awfully quiet if you've been there for a while. Were you busy, like, doing up a model or something? Or maybe trying Agent 3 again? Yeah, get out of here. Yeah. Just walked in the door. Ah. Huh. And I'm not sure why the YouTube thing says there's only 2 people watching when there was only 2 people watching before you showed up and subsequently would have added to the count. I will bury Inner Agent 3 someday. Well, you might not want to do that because you might cause like some kind of like timeline pro- Oh, fucking hell, I got the glitch again. Oh, great. Damn. Frickin' auto attack glitch. Oof, that was a lot of damage. Good enough time as any, I guess, to need to head back to town because I gotta go log out for a half a second. What's crap here? I mean, a lot of it is, but go away, mystery meat. Duskwollen Cape of Arcane Wrath. Don't know why this guy likes to fucking kink shame you just because he's telling you to go get something and he gives you something for it. I mean, what the fuck is your problem, buddy? Well, that entire fight is in Agent 8's head anyway, so I think I'll be fine. Yeah, probably. I mean, if it's in his head, that technically means it's a memory, meaning it already happened? Meaning Agent 8 already beat Agent 3 at the conclusion of Splatoon 1. Presumably. But maybe that only counts... Oh, freaking Scourge invasion. I'm going to steer clear of that. Because that is level 54. And I don't want to have anything to do with that. Not to mention on this server, some people... Since the high-risk and low-risk people are all in one big lump with the invasions happen, sometimes people get a little trigger-happy, shall we say. Which isn't too bad sometimes, because like 9 out of 10 times the number of people that are like trying to kill, that are trying to like PK people are like severely outnumbered by the number of people that are trying to actually just do the freaking mission and subsequently they get smashed, which is kind of funny. But, you know, at the same time, it can often, like, cost a wipe. Because, like, the healer gets ganked or something, and it's kind of obnoxious. Also, who are you and what do you need? Okay. Captors were cruel beyond measure, Elentheria. They would alternate between Lieutenant Kirith and I, torturing one another, the other watched. During a lonely activity of an especially brutal day, Kirith told me that had happened to my men and a plan he had been formulating to free them from their masters. They suffered a fate far worse than death, or even the pain Kirith and I endured. What could be worse than death? Neither you or I could possibly imagine the pain an individual suffers when their soul is ripped from their body. They are not dead, and by no means are they alive. Instead, they walk the land, servants of those that bind them to this world. Lord Razalkith, demon overlord of these lands, enslaved them all. 9 he took for his own, placing stones of binding near the dark portal. Here meet 9 are divided between subordinates. Subordinates? Archmage Alistair of the Shadow Runners gathered there. Lady Sophie. Okay, I ran into her. She damn near killed me. Warlock of the Shadow Runners also granted 3. The remaining 3 were given to the Gruul, the Destroyer, Lord of the Dread Moral Organs of these blessed lands. You see, Elentheria, without a soul, the body cannot be killed. That's surprising. The remnants of my men are now indestructible fighting units. Thankfully, they are bound in how far they can travel by the Stones of Binding. What are the Stones Binding? They are exactly what you need to destroy in order to free the the regiment. As I had told you earlier, Kirith had a plan. Each of the servants does have a weakness. Punish their physical form in proximity of their stones until they are near the state of disintegration. It is at that point and that point alone that the stones are binding are vulnerable to attack. You must hurry to destroy the stones. However, as once the enslaved regain their composure, they will have been vulnerable to harm once more. Sure. I wish you were true and clear, but it will take more than you alone to gather. Okay. The disgrace one. Speak to dispatch Commander Rogue at Stoner and Swamp. Okay. I'm heading that way anyway, might as well. The Inner Agent 3 fight is Agent 8 overcoming their own fears and doubts. Oh. Ah, I see. It's a metaphor. Wrapped up in an incredibly hard boss fight. I can dig it. Also, the idea that fears and doubts are an incredibly hard thing to overcome, I can relate to that. I think most people can these days, which is kind of sad, but you know, Alexa played Despacito and all that. You don't have the ability to repair shit. Who has the ability to repair shit here? Generally, the people near the giant fucking forge. Just a thought. Okay, let's see. Keep the metal. Sell these because these didn't sell in the auction house. Sell my old mining pick because I got a fancy one. Hang on to those for now. I mean, what's the hardest thing to overcome to an Octoling other than the Inkling who single-handedly destroyed your entire army and leader? Yeah, that would be a definite metaphor for, like, the absolute fucking most impossible hurdle. Now, is it implying that the fight occurred before the Octo expansion or after the Octo expansion? Like, even if it is just in the Agent 8's head. Because that's an interesting question. Sell. Here, sell. This over here. Sell. Don't think that'll auction. Yeah, that won't auction. Fuck it. Sell it. It's a fucking arcane resist item. I don't even think anything in Classic required arcane resistance. Certainly nothing I can think of. I think it's implied that the Octoling versus Agent 3 happened before Octo expansion, sometime during the final few rounds of DJ activity in 12.2.1. Yeah, like, that much I get. But if we're going with the idea that this is a metaphor of them overcoming their mental blocks, are these mental blocks that are in place before or after the Octo expansion? Is what I'm thinking.
May your blades never dull.
Cancel, actually. I can log out here and log out instantly. Because am safe spot. Boop. Sometime before, I'd guess. So, wait, are you saying it's an event that actually did happen? But the fight we do is in their head? Is that what you're getting at? Oh, I guess he's upstairs. Hello.
Strength and honor.
Speak to Ben-Gor at Stonard in the swamp.
Go forth to victory.
Ah, okay. You focus your thoughts on that fateful day 2 years ago, yeah. So that actually did happen as an event. Makes sense. Many Murlocs. One named Swamp Talker. Took orders from my hands as spear thrust into my skull. Ooh, Jesus. East Cave. Bleh. Retrieve the War Chief's orders and return them to the fallen hero of the Horde. Okie dokie. Yeah. Okay, that's that cave. I know where that is. I ran into it the other day and I saw rather high level. Ooh, Raven Fang. Rather high level Murlocs in it, so I was like, nope. Did a prompt 180 and got the fuck out of Dodge. Because you know it's bad enough fighting Murlocs in the sense that there's just always a lot of them. But you know, fighting them, a lot of them, and they're over leveled. Not my idea of a good time. Not with a melee character, anyway. Maybe some kind of kiting area of effect heavy character, but not a melee. Maybe a super invested tank. Oh, that's something I need to do on this server. Is I need to roll up a character that's basically a protection paladin, but like add anything else that helps the playstyle to it. And then just basically be this invulnerable porcupine that just gets everything to kill itself by hitting you. Because damn if that wasn't fun back in the day. Because Burning Crusade was still, like, the trees hadn't been quite redesigned yet, and so, like, stuff like Protection Paladin and Ret Paladin were still kind of, like, weirdly usable, but not, like, super accepted kind of thing. But, like, Prot Paladin still had the most fun just pulling huge piles of trash mobs to themselves in certain zones, and just watching them all kill themselves off of your reflected damage. It was so fun. I mean, not that Wrath era Prot Paladins couldn't do it. But, like, well, one, it definitely felt more like you were just being an area of effect DPS due to the way they changed how most classes played at the time. And then, on top of that, they made a lot of enemies, like, they basically made it that you couldn't really do that anymore. Just in general. Damn! Did you see that shit? That's what happens when you mess with Helen Theria. And the dice, you know, roll in her favor. Just half your life gone in one button push. Like, goddamn. Oh, I love this spec. Like, honestly, this spec could probably work with just, like, no attacks and just auto attacks, because every time the dice roll properly, it's just ridiculously good. Of course, except when shit like that happens. Actually, speaking of... Let's, no! Why did you shoot? God damn it. Stupid auto shot. I might actually respec out of that. It's not doing me that many favors. Like, all it really lets me do is, like, pull shit from further away. Which is, like, fine, but if shit like that keeps happening, or I accidentally keep shooting my crowd control targets, then, you know, maybe not really worth it. Bandage, 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 bandage. Also, yeah. I'm definitely thinking... where was that talent? Was that in... I guess that was in Rogue. No, not in that one. Yeah, this one. Quick recovery. All healing effects cast on you are increased by 5%. This effect does not stack with other similar effects. In addition, rogue finishers give back 80% of their energy when they miss. That's pretty good. That, I think, would be a good investment. What the hell? Did anyone else just see him, like, instant transmission, like, a couple feet backwards? Like, what the hell? Oh, boy. How about we do this? Are there enough people playing this game to keep the servers open for another 6 days? How weirdly specific. Considering this, and like considering this version of WoW has had multiple servers open up to handle the overlap of people, yeah, I think there's enough people on these servers to keep them open. Not to mention the sheer number of people buying stuff. God, I almost feel bad when people talk about how many times they've had to like start over to get a character with Wind Fury weapon. And I got it on my first batch of rerolls on my first character I was hunting for it on. Okay, that's a bit of a weird mob. It enrages, but then it also runs away. That seems a little, like, contradictory. Ah! You shoot. Can't pull you, you shoot. Man, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go in here other than just deep enough to find the view, I guess. Also, nom nom nom, Murloc butt. Wasn't intentional, but that's where I ended up getting positioned. That's kind of funny. Don't know why they're talking about leveling past 60. You can't do that yet. This game is still firmly locked at level 60. Oh god, I love those crits. I don't even care if they do a lot of damage, I just love the sound. Oh. Fuck me sideways. Okay, first of all, let us crowd control you. Let's deal with you. Come on. Give me that recuperate life. Sink scream, make you run away. Oh boy, don't have to drink a potion. Oh, are you like in a meat or some shit? Oh, you are. Oh, fuck me. Okay, well. Run away. Runaway time is now. Ow! Figures the tiniest Murloc is the most lethal. Come on. Give up. Go away. Leave me alone. Come on. Come on. Oh god. I wish I had Vanish. This is Fury Warrior Elentheria, not fucking Rogue Elentheria. Oh god damn it. Okay. This is just the regular shit. I can do this. The fuck? Where'd that little plant monster come from? Okay, first of all. Okay, they leashed. Thank God. Whew. That was fucking brutal. Om nom 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 sushi. I think one of those. Yeah, it's probably the one that I'm actually hunting, because he is called Swamp Talker, so he probably is like a druid of some kind, or shaman or whatever. Some earth humpy hippie caster. Also, I don't have Wind Fury on. That's a problem. It's probably why I wasn't doing so good. You're not going anywhere. I have nothing to say about it. Which I do. Pop one of these. Healy, 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 healy. Yeah, again, I would love a dedicated healing spell. Like, I have Renew, but I mean, that's only passive. That's really passive. That's not really dedicated. Like, even just one of the, like, flash spells, like Flash of Light, Flash of Heal, Lesser Healing Blade, one of those. I would love one of those. Don't even need to be one of those, one of the big, stupid, like, 3-second ones. Although, admittedly, those heal a lot. Those might be good, too. Just having a heal that I can basically just like reverse life tap pretty much. Turn my mana bar into health bar. Because really I don't use it for much. Oof. Them crits. Okay, so maybe I need to pull... I need to pull without... Like, I need to pull without jumping into them. Doesn't help if shit spawns in on me. Yeah, that's what you get for fucking materializing in front of me, you jerk. My wa, Mo Shinderu, motherfucker. Okay, it looks like I cleared out a lot of them from last time. So we're going to target you. No, there's a couple. Actually, I have an idea. Put down a frost trap. Sheep you. Aggro you. Switch target to you. Aha. Intercept you. Oh yeah. And then we murder the shit out of you. Okay, there's that little elite one. I'm going to... get some healing going on here. Should be able to squeeze in a cannibalize while he's meandering around. Yeah, oh yeah. He's got fucking 20 seconds on that itch, though. Masterfully executed. Man, I didn't even know there was a rare in here. Then again, I guess back in the day, they would have just farmed to oblivion and back every time they showed up. What did you get me? The Heiberg Helm. Caster Mail. A couple of shitty greens. Nothing really important. And the War Chief's orders, which is important. Commander, return to Orgrimmar. Your force is inadequate. Must reanalyze our position based on new information. Large number of Shadowsworn and Ogres present. Demons guard the Dark Portal. Thrall, War Chief of the Horde. Well, back in the day, anyway. So that went significantly smoother than last time. I'm kind of proud of that. Because it's one thing to have all these abilities, but it's another thing to actually successfully use them in tandem. Oh, intercept does do damage. I didn't know if it did any direct damage or not. Okay. Stupid ink spray. Can't see shit. Can't see shit, Captain. Is it just me, or are the Murlocs weirdly shiny? Like, that almost looks like a texture error to me. Woomy. Indeed. God, it's been such a trip playing this. Because, like, you go back to whenever you start up a new character, you're like in, like, the Valley of Trials or whatever. And then you realize that this game came out after Warcraft 3. Now, that doesn't sound like a big revelation, because that's kind of obvious fact. But when you go back and you see, like, the influences that they had, like, the fact that they basically made it like you were playing Warcraft 3, but you were on the ground as one of the individual units instead of being the overhead god commander. You know, like, you felt like you were jumping into the shoes, or lack thereof, of, like, a Horde grunt, right? Like, it's hard to... Like Warcraft has just become such a... Like, just such a fucking institution, pretty much, of a game. It's hard to remember that sometimes that it's like, oh yeah, it was just a thing before, wasn't it? It has a lineage. It's interesting. Yeah, stop moving, horse. Horse, stop moving.
What are you looking for?
Okay. Need all this shit. All this shit. Somebody has a murky. Desert Walker Cane. Oh, it's an offhand dealy bopper. Pretty good offhand dealy bopper, actually. Holy shit. Huh. Do I have a character that's using a main hand and an offhand dealy bopper? I don't think I do. No, because unfortunately staff is kind of like universally better for spellcasters because they have staves have that built-in like 6% bonus damage and 4% bonus healing thing, whereas the offhand dealy bopper only has the 4% and 2% respectively. This thing is a staff. Why is this an offhand? Doesn't make any sense. Oh well. Sell that, sell that, sell that, sell that. Warden's waistband. No. Yeah, all these things are really low level. Nothing I should be putting on my body. I don't know about that helmet, though. Raging Berserkers. Oh, wait, no, that helmet's a caster helmet. What am I thinking? Derp. See if it sells, though. Fender. Oh, wow, I have 100 Mystic Shards in my inventory. Okay, didn't see that coming. I should auction house those. Since I don't plan on doing the enchanting thing on this character. Man, no pearls. Knack, quick question for you if you happen to remember. With the really low level clams, like the ones you get off of like Murlocs and like Silverpine and shit, like the really early game stuff, was it normal for them to sometimes be opened up and then you get nothing from them? Because I was under the impression you always got at least clam meat. And you just had a chance of getting a pearl. Don't remember. That's fine. Just, yeah, it's just something I noticed, and it was just like, I was getting a little annoyed about it. I was wondering if it might have been a bug on this server, but it might be a bug. It might just be, no, not a bug, just bad RNG. There you go. Worse than I imagined. 19 of my men could have been spared from the agony which they faced if only had not acted so irrationally. You must help them, Melantheria. I am powerless to act. That's the game plan. Oh, sweet. And we get Death Coil? Okay, I'm not gonna look a gift Death Coil in the mouth, but not quite the character I would expect to have that, but I'll take it. But dump my points into agility. I have that talent point. Actually, I think what I might do... Yeah, increase your healing spells by up to 10% of your agility. Okay, so that'll only be 8, but then it'll be 16 on the next level. And then I am going to be investing in agility. If anything, that might be a good enough reason to swap where I have my points at the moment. Let's do that. Let's shenanigan. So let's see. Suck the points out of there. Put the points in here. Dump the remainder. So we have less points. We have like 100 and... I want to say like 130 less battle power or attack power. But we do have 20 crit, which isn't bad. And then from there we'll have 22 bonus healing, which will be relevant for our renew. There we go. would believe me in my darkest hour at the apex of my being, I failed. As I fled from the wanton destruction of the forces that overwhelmed us, the only sounds I could hear were the screams of my own soldiers and the rapid beating of my own heart. A short while later, I returned to the blasted lands in hopes of rescuing my men and restoring my honor. Instead, I was captured and beaten until dead. What I found out during my inquisition and subsequent torture was horrifying. Please continue, hero. My captors were cruel beyond measure, Elentheria. No, you already told us this. Yeah. Maybe he wasn't supposed to tell us that before. Free 9 servants of Raz Ilika, 3 servants of Ba, 3 servants of Ba. It will take more than you alone to open the forces of Rascal Spornus. Gather them. Must remain within close proximity of the process. This is the thing where I gotta kill his former buddies, but do so in a way that actually keeps them dead. Is that invasion done? I kinda hope that invasion is done, so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Also, who are you? Oh, you're just the guys that want all the various body parts. Okay. I guess we go over here first. Okay, with some of the shit that's being said in world chat, time to leave. There's only so much stupid I can handle in one sitting. I guess the guy I'm looking for is in here? Gentlemen. I'd love to know how you have abdominals, but also have a beer gut. That's one hell of a trick. I'd love to be able to pull that off. Hey, a Drain so I can talk to the king-shaming Draenei again. Seriously, I don't know what his problem is. Curse of the Dreadnought. Melee attack power down 20. Eh. I can live with that. Oh my lord in heaven. Oh god, run away. That's a lot of dudes at once. What the hell? Oh, Jesus Christ. Never mind. I didn't realize he was an elite. Did not realize he was an elite. Ow. And there are fireballs after me. Okay, so what did we learn, class? Don't go the fuck in there. Okay. But do I have to go in there to do the quest? Maybe I don't have to go in the building. Maybe what I'm looking for is outside of it. But like around back. That's always a possibility. Oh, Alice, you silly, silly bitch. I just know that mage would pull if I pulled this guy, so... Preemptive measures. Oh god! I intercept him and he takes like 50% of his health from the ensuing spree of auto attacks. Okay, there's the binding chubby jigger I need. Where's the dude I pull to it? Okay, that stacks. That's actually pretty bad. Oh, there he is. So I just... Okay, well, let's deal with you first. Okay, you come over here, sir. Beat the piss out of you. How do I hit the stone? Is there a chummy jigger I was given I don't know about? Okay, let me pull him away from it a little bit. Oh. Huh. That doesn't seem like that worked properly, but I'll take it. I think maybe a quest trigger is broken or something. Oh well. If it worked, it worked. Another binding stone. Okay, there's the dude. Yeah, doesn't look like I can actually, freaking do this quest properly. Oh well. So I only need one more of them. Where's the last rock, I wonder? Also, Nick, do you remember when rogues got the recuperate skill? Because I don't. Like, it's apparently something from Wrath of the Lich King, but... Ooh, hello. Like, I guess I never played my rogue enough during that time. It doesn't really ring a bell. Huh. There does not appear to be another dude to free around here, which is weird. Dude, I never got a rogue past 30, so don't ask me anything rogue related. Fair enough. Fair enough. So do I just have to wait until one comes, like, one respawns? That's kind of weird. And, like, immersion breaking, but whatever. That's what I gotta do, it's what I gotta do. Also, I probably need to do a shopping trip on the auction house to, fix up my gear, because I've been using the same stuff for a few levels now, and it's probably getting a little outdated. That's fine. That's one thing I love about this server. I'm probably going to mention it every stream, but the fact that I can do that is amazing. Another one of those Imperfect chummy jiggers. Oh, hello. So, if I'm correct, the ones that are here are going to respawn soon. And then by then, that guy will come back too. Just imagine a Forsaken going to town on an ogre corpse. Just like jumping inside of it and like eating the guts from the inside. Like you can see like the impression of the undead that jumped, the Forsaken that jumped in there, just like wiggling around, hollowing out the corpse. The rest of the party of like living Horde members are just like, ugh. So it's like, why are we working with these people again? Oh, come on. You know it's funny. I mean, if you ate people and a giant dead person was in front of you, wouldn't you go to town? Relatable. God, also 15 years, son of a bitch. Yeah, I wasn't in World of Warcraft right from the beginning, but I was playing it for a good part of it. At least what, 4 years? 5, 6 years maybe? Because like I played from like Entourage. Like Next Rammus was new when I was playing. Like it happened during my tenure, if you will, of World of Warcraft. But I never raided anything until like Karazhan and BC. Did BC, did Wrath, got like halfway through Kata, and then I gave up. Although that was pretty early in Kata's life cycle, though. I didn't really like last long real-time wise. Wait, where's the rock? Huh. Is Buddy not gonna spawn here now? Oh, shit. Oh, shit, that's bad. I don't have a rock to murder you. You mind following me for a little bit, please? Just kinda smack you around a little bit. Aha, here's one. Hopefully that's close enough. Should be. Might just heal myself. Okay, so I got the freedom done. Then we gotta go. I guess these ones are like just both in these zones, and then the last ones are down here. Yeah, I did this quest. Like, I've been starting to do this quest this stream, and like, I don't think they have the scripts quite right for the quest yet. So I guess they just made it that you can kill Buddy and that works as long as you're close enough. But yeah, like I get what you're saying. Like you're supposed to target and destroy the stone because that's like the whole point of the quest, flavor-wise, right? But I don't mind. God, I'm getting so many of these all of a sudden. I didn't think you'd get more than one while you had the quest active. Let's go get kink shamed by this wretched one. I don't know why. I think he's just in denial about the fact that he's greedy. He's just greedy for different things. Because he wants these Draenithist stones, whatever the fuck they are. Never... Fuck, don't I have the glitch again? God damn it! This is really starting to piss me off. But you know what? You're killing me so slowly. Damn it. I was gonna log out mid-combat. Okay. Let's park for a hot second here. Sadly, the only way I can see to... The only thing that seems to work to fix this glitch where your character is primed to auto-attack, but they never actually do it, is to log out and log back in again, which... And, like, I almost know what triggers it, but I keep doing it anyway, because I'm an idiot. Oh, well. Okay. Did I loot him? Yeah, I did. Okay. You, give me stuff. Don't make this weird. Okay. Let's see what his junk bags give me. Healing pants. In spirit cloth. In spirit, Agi int cloth. Firepower helmet. Plate legs. Which might be useful. Oh, fuck no. Never mind. And plate shoulders that are... I lose 9 stamina, but the strength gives me 22 attack power and the agility gives me another 10. So that ends up being more attack power than the raw attack power on the shoulders. Only thing I lose out on really is the stamina and I guess the intellect, but I don't really need the intellect. Because that's just max mana for me, really, and I don't really need that much. So, yeah, I think I will put this on. I look significantly less cool with them, though. Oh, well. Although, considering the fullness of my inventory, the emptiness of my stomach, and the length of the stream, I think I'm gonna call it I'm gonna get back to Stonard, and we're gonna call it, I think. That's enough for today. I mean, it's my birthday. I do whatever the fuck I want. Except Thunder 3, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. You better fucking believe I've been seeing that on the fucking world chat many, many times. Along with, like, freaking LTS and stuff. I don't know if anyone's gotten these things, but people can link them, and, you know, that's enough. And apparently on this server you can link something but make it completely differently named. But, like, it gives you the real name and the real item when you click on the item name in the chat, which is weird. Now, to be fair, the vanilla gear looked good if you were dealing with... vanilla gear was good if you were dealing with your class set stuff. That stuff looked good. Because that's the stuff they actually put the effort in for the coordination and all that. But, you know, otherwise you kind of get the clown outfit going on. So that wasn't a Burning Crusade unique problem as much as that happened in Burning Crusade. From all the quests. Because it's like they never expected the optimal collection of items to be taken at the same time. For some reason. Which resulted in everyone looking absolutely fucking ridiculous until they got to, like, raid equipment and it all started matching up again. Or if people were running around and crafted stuff. God, I miss being able to make... Like, why did Blizzard ever make it that you couldn't make awesome equipment with crafting? Why did they make it so shitty? I never understood that. Chuck Norris's fists. Like, I never understood why... Like, I guess it's a symptom of soul binding, meaning some things can't be made and then given to other people because they bind to the person who made them. And the fact that equipment binds in general, on top of the idea that you had to have picked your profession before you get to level 70 to get the best thing for your class. Like, you remember Methian, right? My blood elf paladin. How I was running around in the Primal Mooncloth stuff because I was a tailor and I was able to make it, but like it wasn't really made for paladins. Also, for the record, yes, the one in the dress. For the record, I'm actually declaring it canon now that he was, in fact, at least a crossdresser. Like, he denied it fervently, but I'm declaring it canon that he was, in fact, a crossdresser. Because honestly, it just fits. It just fits. I mean, he was kind of the typical effeminate fop of a blood elf male, and he was running around in pretty much a dress for a good part of Burning Crusade. So I mean, the man was a crossdresser. Let's just cut the brass tacks. You know. Anyway, we're gonna be here for a little while yet, so I think I can probably just park in Stonard here. Yeah. Let's get on the hammock. Yes, because that's a normal position for sleeping. Oh, because this comes to the question. Do Forsaken actually need to sleep? Like, I know they need to eat because they still heal from eating. Although they can also eat dead bodies, but they can still heal from normal food. So presumably, they have a metabolic process that needs fuel of some kind. They're just a little more liberal about what they can fuel their bodies with. But, like, Do they need to... Technically, no, they don't need to sleep. Yeah, I didn't think so. Because, like... Alice being silly in a Discord window. Yeah, because they're... Well, I mean, for one thing, their bodies don't look like they should work anyway, because, I mean, look at the knees, look at the elbows. There's huge chunks of their body that isn't connected by, like, nerves and tissues and shit. So, like... I mean, obviously, we're talking about a fantasy race and a massively multiplayer online RPG. It's not supposed to make biological sense. But, like, I'd still love an explanation in lore that isn't just magic. Well, because for one thing, Forsaken don't count as undead in game mechanics. They used to in the alpha of World of Warcraft, but it was way too broken that one paladin from the Alliance could fight like practically a raid of undead players from the Horde and win because he had so much anti-undead ability. They did in the Warcraft RPG tabletop. Oh, that's interesting. So that might just be a gameplay concern rather than a lore thing. Which would make sense. Yeah, because like in the game, in World of Warcraft the game, they're not much different than any other humanoid race. In fact, they still classify as humanoid. Meaning they don't get affected by like Turn Evil or Shackle Undead, or they don't take bonus damage from Exorcism, you know, stuff like that. But they can be feared like a human. They can be bled. They can be, well, eventually everything could be bled in WoW, but that was just them being lazy. You know, they don't exhibit. The guidebook says, bringing Forsaken party members may be a lot of trouble trying to heal them, so don't do it unless you know what you're doing. Oh, so they actually, like, they did, like, 3rd edition rules where, like, undead were harmed by healing and were, like, healed by, like, shadow magic? Because that's kind of legit if they did that. Yes. Actually, now that I think about it, was it like a supplement for D&D 3rd edition, or was it like a Pathfinder thing? Or were they actually trying to do their own system? Which ultimately usually turns into some kind of D&D variant anyway. Because, you know, Gygax kind of perfected the base of the tabletop RPG, really. God rest his dice up in heaven. And protect him from all the inevitable player characters he got murdered in the Temple of Elemental Evil that he created. So, like, do you know the like real world lore behind that dungeon? It was designed by Gygax back in the day. Probably post Chainmail, but like still like really early D&D. Because his players were getting too good at fighting monsters. Not just in the sense they were leveling up a lot, but like in a meta sense, the players were like really overly good at the tactics of monster fighting. And he wanted to put the fear of God back into them, basically. So he made the Temple of Elemental Evil, which is just like, it's almost not combat. It's just mostly full of bullshit traps. So, you know, people wonder why GMs become, like, vindictive or become, like, killer GMs. And it's like, if anything, that's how you're supposed to do it. Because if the man who invented the game was the first killer DM, then that's just tradition at this point. But anyway, I'm gonna end the stream. So for the VOD, thank you all so much for watching. I do have a subscription and Twitter link in the description below. Twitter, if you're looking for me, on the only other real social media thing I really give a shit about anymore.
So yeah, been playing more Ascension, got a little further with Eleutheria. Got some interesting abilities. Hand of Freedom. If I was a little more into the PvP, Hand of Freedom would be pretty good, but I'm sure I can find some use for it in PvE as well. And we got a res, which was interesting. What was the thing we got last level? Right, we got Death Coil. I gotta level this up and put this on the bar somewhere. Because yeah, even just the heal from it is pretty relevant. But like, even use it as like an opener. Like, just throw the Death Coil at somebody. They're feared, and then like before when the fear runs off, intercept into them. You know, like just do crazy stuff. What else did we get? We got something else that I kind of like raised my brow at, but like I wasn't like against having it. Hand of Freedom. Oh yeah, we have Sunder Armor. Forgot about that. I mean, if I had defensive stance, I could totally make her a tank, which is kind of funny. Although, admittedly, I don't have area of effect, so that might not be very good. Since this is Wrath of the Lich King World of Warcraft, and that means you need area of effect tanking. I got something else. I don't remember. Ah, well. I'm sure it was just the Death Coil or something to that nature. But anyway. So for the VOD, and for those who stick around for the actual stream as well, thank you so much for watching. And have a good one.